Hey, this is Steven from LegitTechTutorials, and welcome back to my product development series. We are looking at the, sorry, my timer here. We are looking at the CodeFlow project here, and we're getting pretty close to doing, starting to work with the code part, the code manipulation, and then after that getting pretty close for a beta, but we need to be able to add code. So some of the few things that we're missing that we need to work on. Number one, what we need to do is we need to change the size of the add action and the intersegment name. We need to change add action so it's slightly smaller, and then next to add action we're going to have a little cog wheel or something. It would be an image of a cog wheel or whatever, and then when you click on that, it will allow you to modify the name of the action after you create it. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So basically what I mean by that is that when you go in here, hit add action, and you change this action name, which is what we did last video. We say, my first name or whatever. And then now that's a button. But now how do I want to add my last name in there? Like I can't add my last name anymore. So it needs to be able to go back and forth. Now, there needs to be a way that you can go back and forth, but the issue is that in the segments bar, in the viewport, in the content, the segment name action button clone, here's the segment name, and then this is the action bar add action button. So this is and then all it has is on click. So there's nothing that allows us to do a on right click, right, or anything like that. I mean, the other thing is also to have the name of the button at the top of like a text file, and then it reads the text and resets the button. So when you click on it, you could actually rename it. But it would be nice to be able to edit it inside here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it, have this guy be smaller than all these other pieces, and then like here have a little C button or something for right now, a little C button where you could click on it and it will turn it back into a text. So basically what it'll do is it'll instantiate the add action, the text, the action text or action name. It'll instantiate it. So basically just do the same thing backwards. So that's one thing we need to do, which we're going to do in this video. The second thing that we need to do is we need to be able to click on the action like Steven is right now, that's Steven button. Click on that and it opens up a big editing text box, right? A big editing input box that's where we edit all of our info. And now that guy will probably be an entirely new level. So what it will do is it will load a new scene, and that scene will be the text editing scene, right? Or it might just be like a smaller part on the screen. I don't know. Either one of those two. So we need to be able to do that. We need to be able to write code in there. And then the main thing, we need to be able to write code in there and be able to save the code. Then we need to be able to save the configuration of our screen. So if I have 3 different segments, 4 different segments, it needs to save that, so the next time I open it, it's the same exact thing. It automatically loads in our layout of where everything is, what everything's called, blah blah blah, this and that. So we need a save load function, and then we need to be able to load text in and save text. We need to be able to save text out first, save code out, and then we're going to need to be able to compile code in. Take code in and be able to drop it into these pieces. Even though it'll probably be just copy paste type stuff, which I'm not completely sure if you can do on here. But yeah, to be able to just copy and paste code in here. But actually, what I just said, that's a whole nother that's the second part of this program. So the second part of this program is to open this entire text file, or this entire Java class or whatever, and then highlight the text that you want to put to an add action, and be able to right click and say add this to add to create new action from this or whatever. You know, so, some sort of the gesture controlled part is basically what I'm talking about. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do one at a time here. So what we're going to do is we're going to first work on changing that, the action name. So when you click on this, the action name is actually like a shorter piece, and then it allows you to change it back and forth. So yeah, like I can't change that from blah. What if I don't want it to be called blah anymore? Anyways, so yeah, basically what we're gonna do with this is we add this thing that will basically be has to be a prefab pretty much. Let's create new prefab. I call this config button. Call it action name edit, and that will also be our script. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so basically what happens, add action button, when you hit that, it instantiates the action name. Then we're also going to need to instantiate another one, which is the public game object, and this is called the edit action name. And I'll just state again, this is the prefab. And then I'm going to need to set that as well, instantiate another one, and I'm going to have to pair both of them. Okay, so then so basically do something like that, and then I need to go in here, go into my scripts, and then this is going to be create script, and this is edit action name. I'm going to open that, force it to open in MonoDevelop. It's now open. It's also freaking out. There it goes. Okay, yep, so that's pretty much exactly what we have there. Sets it to get add location, local scale, local position. It's not exactly that, so let me see if it'll allow me to like add something to it or something. So let's just have it do this, and then let's do it again with this dot transform dot local position equals dot x and then plus equals the gap, which is like, let's just say 1 or something. We'll see if it likes that. Okay, so we're gonna have to do old school, this guy. which I mean can basically be copied line for line for the most part. And it's transform.x, and then we're going to add a gap to it or something. Oh, yeah, the gap is basically the size of the button. So that's another thing, is that for the add action button controller, which this is the thing that does all that stuff. So that's this. Local scale, let's make this like 0.75 or something. 0.75F. And then let's just get it to where it works right now so we can take a look at that. Oh yeah, so I don't need that. Actually, I wouldn't do that. This is going to be plus gap, which I believe is just plus 1. This is minus 1. This is plus 1. So that's just that gap there. But I'm going to need to do the how big the pieces are. So I'm saying that the add action button, the width is 160. Where is my calculator? So 3/4 of 160. Oops. Is 120. And then 120 plus 1 is, okay, so let's just say this is a 120 plus 120 plus 1, I guess. Okay, so that should issue with it. Oh. Okay, that should be good. Okay, now I'm just going to check to make sure that that this piece is a separate piece now. Okay, it's not. Where is it? Oh, it's not been signed. Interesting. Oh, I did it in one of these. There. Add action button control. Add action button control. I don't really have it yet though. So I'm just gonna give it some random prefab. Let's go ahead and take this. I'm gonna take, it doesn't really matter. And just duplicate it. Take it down here somewhere. And it should be something like that size or so. And then the text on this, so this should just be big enough for the C. Right, just be big enough for the C, like so. All right, so that is going to be. I'm going to rename this to action name edit. Enter. Drag that bad boy in there. Then delete that. Now I go back to my add action button, my number one add action button. Actually, I'm going to go here. Big action buttons. There's the action name, and then that's action. See, now my naming convention is starting to fall apart. Open action button. Script action. Script action. Where's the add action button control? Oops. It's just this button on it. Alright, we are not making good time today. I'm kind of tired. I didn't really sleep very good for some reason. I wish I knew what this looks like. No text. Oh. Yeah, so that's the wrong one. It should just be that add action button. Oh. There it is. Add action name. Should just be. But this is a prefab though, because you have an add action for each segment. Oh, there it is. That's because I dragged that one in there. Open action. Okay, so that's the open action button. So this is why you have a good naming convention, not how I did it, because this is a nightmare already. I only have 5 prefabs in here. Okay, well let's just modify it right here for right now. I don't know where and also this isn't supposed to have this on it. And also that's not supposed to have anything on it for right now. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay. Alright. It added that correctly and it added the edit. Because now all I have to do is have that in the start, because I didn't add that script to it. So, but the issue is that it's starting off at the side here, so it needs to start here all the way to the left. So I need to figure out why it's doing that. So that should be in the open action button here. No, it's this one right here. Okay. So that's this thing. So here it says on public move add action. No, it's not add action button. Sorry. It's this one, action. Okay. So first you get that, you set it, and then that's it. So maybe this should be cut and put here first, I believe. That's probably what the issue is. Because it's scaling it free space first before it sets the position. Nope. Alright. So it should let me move it. It should move the local position, because so let's take a look at local position and what that actually is. So position X, that's probably from the center, not from the top left. Yeah, this is from the center. Okay, so when we scale it in half, basically you're just going to have to move that over by so if we take 160 divided by 2, so that is 80 from the center, and multiply that by 0.75, I guess. So that's 20. So we're going to have to subtract 20 from there. So instead of 80 here, it's going to be 20 over, so we should subtract 20. This returns a vector. So student minus a new vector 3, and then this should be minus 20, 0, 0. Let's see if that works. I don't know if that's going to work. Okay. Alright. I did not think that was going to work. Alright, here we go. Okay, I went the other way. Sorry. I'm adding 20. I'm supposed to, I guess, add this way. Okay. Okay, build successful. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, I got that to work. Now we need to instantiate the edit action name. So that guy should work. The local scale should work. Plus 120, plus 1. So now this is from the center. So basically from here to there, so I take 0.75, that's 60. Because now the size is 160 times 0.75. So from the center, so that's 120. So 60 from the center. So it's going to give it its center position, which is 20 off that. So that's 60. So it's 60. So 60 to the center. There's 60 to go over. Right? 60 to go over, and then that should be whatever thickness that is. Whatever this size is. 16? Plus, so 60 plus 60 is 120 plus the 1, so 60 plus 1, and then plus that thickness in half, so 16.5 divided by 2, so that's 70, offset of 70. So that should work here. So this is offset of 70. Alright, so we should be able to just build that. And then we have to go action name and then add component in there. And then we're going to add a script. It's going to be action name edit. Edit action name. Oh, it's too far. So yeah, we don't want to do any sort of Y then. Build. Successful. Okay, so action name is going to have to be quite a bit bigger. So action name, let's make this like 90. So the issue with that is every time we do that we have to do point. So 160 is obviously 80, so I'm just going to do 80 and have it enter 80, and then 160 times 0.90 is equal to 144, and divided by 2 is equal to 72, so it's 8. Well, it should be, yeah, that actually should be half of 16.5. Divided by 2 is 8.25, right? So that should be pretty close. It's probably going to go over, so I think it needs to be like 92 or something. Oh no, actually that's fine. So we're going to have a small gap there, so that should work. Should work. There we go. Perfect. Alright, that looks really good. So now we have the add action name and then this button here. And then what we need it to do now is we need to have a piece where it basically tells it to destroy itself. So it's going to go into the This is a problem, because now how am I going to tell it which one I want it to edit? Which one it's next to that I want it to edit? I really think it would be quite a bit easier if it was just edited inside the text rather than having it flip in and out of the button. This is just an initial name, and then from inside of the document you should be able to edit that. Another thing is on the text, if you change unend edit. Because now the main issue with this, like I was saying, is how when you click on the C, how does it know what action it's next to? Right? I mean, the other thing is to look at the children of content and see which one's before it and see which one's next to it, or to do some sort of local XYZ and figure it out from there. That is a conundrum. Because here most of the time it's referring to itself. Most of the time I'm destroying and instantiating off of itself. it's changing its own text, blah blah blah, but here it's like changing other things. You know, you have one thing changing another thing, so it's because all of these scripts have been changing itself. So this one's one thing changing another thing. So, and also it kind of clutters. It clutters the user interface. So let's go to so yeah, they do have a little edit button on it. And then that's what changes it from a button to this piece. So we will have to find something out like that. But as of right now, like I said, for some reason I didn't sleep very well or whatever. Kind of tired to think about it, and we're already at 32 minutes. So this one is going to have to be one day when I'm not quite on it. We did get a few things done, but not exactly everything that I wanted to get completed. Alright, but with that, we'll have to close out the video here. I'll have to look into that issue and figure out what I'm going to do, and we'll move on the next video. This has been Steven from LegitTechTutorials. I thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe for more videos like it in this series and our series as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.